We're also going to turn the volume way up, ambient volume, and the music up. There we go. Okay, maybe we'll turn the... we'll see what happens. Career. Start career. We're going to clean the van. Arbitron, great news! Finally found a van for you at the auctions under your budget. Don't freak out when you see it. It looks like it's just been dredged from the bottom of a lake, but that's a good thing. It meant no one else bid on it. They missed out. Underneath that hideous layer of gunk is your perfect workhorse. Engine's a dream, no rust, there's even equipment in the back. Just needs a good hosing down and you're in business. You'll certainly earn your pressure washing stripes getting this thing clean. Start job. So, see details, so these are all the sections of things that need to be cleaned. Just what the van looks like. So then you jump in. Relatively easy. A couple of really nice features that make life easier. So you can hit tab on your keyboard and it lights up. I'm going to turn that down a little bit actually. Just turning the sound down a little bit so it doesn't deafen everyone. Let's try there. How's that? A little bit more. About that much again, about like there. There we go. So, yeah, and then you ding. So when you hit tab, it shows where the dirt is, so you can see it more easily. You rotate the nozzle, so sideways swipes. You can change your nozzle to different widths. Of course, the wider the nozzle, the less range, the more area it covers, but the less range it has to be effective and the less pressure it has. So any really badly caked on dirt, it might not clean off properly. And you can crouch, of course, to get lower areas. Jump to hit the roof. Jump to go on ladder. It's a very floaty jump. But I mean, we don't need to be accurate in this kind of game. I can change back to, I like the 25 degree is actually a good, what's cool too is you can also switch to this mode where it just hinges around. You bring up your tablet to show what you've done so far. So the bonnet, the hood, it's a British game, is 87% clean, so let's go over and finish doing the hood. There we go. And you don't have to get it 100%. You got to get it like 95, 97%, and then it automatically finishes, just so if you miss like a teeny tiny piece, it doesn't punish you and make you like just go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Right now we just have the stubby gun, so you can get longer range ones, higher pressure ones. I just find it very, very satisfying doing this. Let's give you the serotonin hits in the brain. And that quarter panel. The door window. Mirror. Don't forget the mirror. There we go. Finish off the door. The rim. And if you just want to have it on too, I'm playing with mouse, but you can just right-click and it just stays on. So you don't need to worry about holding the mouse button down the whole time. Also, tire spelled with a Y. It's the other way you can tell it's a British game. Yeah, if you go too fast over some dirt, it might not clean it. Basically, each piece of dirt, what I think, requires a certain amount of time at a certain amount of pressure, and then it'll actually come clean. Hit the lights, tail light, rear windows. And certain types of surface require varying amounts of time. There's a removals van outside my neighbor's place. They're finally going. Whoever moves in there is going to need a quality pressure washer. Just saying. Hint, hint. Maybe that's our next job. Here, let's switch to the 15, because the 0 is literally just like a hose. So it's good for doing small areas you need to reach in somewhere particular. So sometimes a happy medium between the 0 and the 15, or the 25, is the 15. Because it does a similar pressure, but in a slightly wider area. Headlight, another headlight. Grill, oh, I just want to get this. Yeah. License plate, yeah, couldn't tell if it was a European game. There's a license plate. Clean up under there. There we go. This window all done up. I'm just gonna quickly adjust to the game on Twitch. So this is the right game that we're playing. Yes, I'm letting the hose run. I don't have to pay this water bill, so less worried about it. Got 78% of the van clean. I'm gonna go with that business name, or do you think some up? I'm phenomenal. I thought of Grouting Thomas for that Tyler, and she's never looked back. Grouting Thomas. Wow, that's a name. Yeah, door, body, and wing. There's the mirror. Door. Oh, probably the side door. Is that the door they want? See this? Oh, looks all clean. Well, the roof is part of the body. Let's get up there. It's fine. We're not putting a dent in anything. Just like that. Job complete. And it gives you the time lapse of having it all done. $150, just like that. Easiest $150 you ever made. This one's for the second job. This one can be a little rough. There's a lot of places to do. Hey Doc, I hope you like a challenge, because I'm pretty sure I've got the dirtiest backyard you've ever seen. It's not me bragging, by the way. I had nothing to do with it. I've just moved back to town for a bit to help my folks, who are both down to their last knee, and rented what I thought was a great little place. Should have questioned why there weren't any garden pigs in the ad, but they must have bred rhinos here or something. Anyway, my girls are itching to get out there, and I don't want them still itching when they get back inside, so please do your thing. I got you. I got you. So much dirt. Okay, shopping. Power washers. We're locked until we're at so many stars. See, that's... how about nozzles? So we got 150 bucks. What's the best one you can buy for 150 bucks? Sure. Improves the range while still being able to be used quite close to surfaces. Just different nozzles. Spinning a 0-degree nozzle that increases the area of effect while maintaining max pressure. Spinning a 0-degree nozzle that increases the area of effect while maintaining maximum pressure. I think let's just go with that one. I can't buy it yet? Oh yeah, no. It has to be used with the different washer. It has to be used with a different one. The heavy duty, it can only be used with that. You can customize our appearance later. We don't really care too much about that right now. Modifications, personalize the look of our washer. No, not. We want to have the best washer first. So I think we just got to make do for now. Just double check the nozzles, but so you have the Prime Vista 1500. Oh yeah, so Prime Vista 1500 extensions. That's these three. Spinning 0-degree. Yes, let's just buy all the stuff we can buy. So now we have the spinning nozzle, and we have the extensions if you want. But I like this one. So, doghouse. Clean off the little house before we clean off the big house. Hopefully they also have a dog, or else this is kind of a waste. And the roof done. Wall's done. Oh, and the bowl. Can't forget the bowl. There we go. And all the brick finishing. And the paving stones. You know what I mean? Just a little burst of serotonin that come up. Whenever something dings that you're done, and it looks better because you're making it all clean. So nice. Alright. So this entire area of this sidewalk is just about done. Last rock. Right, so yeah, that's sidewalk. That portion of the sidewalk is done. Put this on the side here. Counts all this as one piece. There we go. See, here's where we might go wide. Cover a little more area, a little, so we go a little faster. Down up underneath there, see? A little tricky. See, like I said, the only bad thing is for the second level. This one is pretty, like, you clean off a van, you think, okay, what's the next one? Like a semi-trailer, or like the outside of a trailer home or something. Like, no, it's basically an entire backyard. Like I said, I haven't always played the games that we play on stream before. This is one I've actually played quite a bit before. Like, I played it for 2 hours today, and I have played more than 2 hours of this in my spare time. Lawnmower. We're gonna put a different extension. Medium range. Because there's some nooks and crannies we're gonna have to get in. Engine done, apparently. The body itself still has a few things in a few places. Lawnmower. Oh, lawnmower handle. Though still got some stuff on it somewhere. Oh, right there. There. Oh, let's do this. Weirdly enough, even though it just looks like a little cube, this thing has a lot of, just like a lawnmower, some nooks and crannies. feel bad for whatever kid was using this before. Alright, so toy car. Is that in here? Transpost, trellis, toy car seat, toy car. Done. Cool. It's an extra sound effect that we're going to get rid of. Birdhouse. Again, little houses first, and then the big house will take care of itself. It won't. We'll still have to do the big house, but you know what I mean. That, or some people like doing the big stuff first, so that you can, you know, kind of wind down with the smaller stuff. Depends on my mood, I guess, when I'm cleaning. But I'm usually like a, you know, you dust first, and then you work down, right? You clean down. You dust, do walls if you're going to do walls. So then everything, ideally, if it's not cleaned and vacuumed or towels or dust cloths or whatever already, then it's on the floor, and then you vacuum and mop and move the floors. I'm not saying my way is right, I'm just saying that's how I do it. And it's one of those tasks, like in the game here. Doing this, it just feels like one of those tasks that requires just enough attention. You can space out, think about, in my case, talk about whatever you want, and your kind of your secondary brain, your side functions, can handle doing this. You're changing nozzles, rotating. Again, really appreciating that they don't make us do every single square centimeter of this. Yeah, I don't know. 'Cause I know that it depends on the fuel, I guess, because I know in Medicine Hat here, you can get barbecues that just hook up to the house and use the house's natural gas to actually run the barbecue. But in the UK, do they use natural gas like that? Or do they use propane? And if they use propane, why do they just call it gas? Just because it's more generic? Maybe some use both? Or it's just propane and that's just called the gas and that's how people decided to keep it? We ask the important questions here. Important, hard-hitting questions. Do people in the UK call propane gas? Or do they just call it gas? And if they just call it gas, why? I think that's everything on the barbecue. Let's do this not joke. It's called edging. Flower bed edging. Sometimes it's called, I think on the patio it's called patio edging. It looks like bricks. I might call it trim. Could be because I don't know much about gardens. Could be because the bridge did. Nope, we'll never know. We'll never know. This darn. Do you do bikes? I could do with someone running their thing over my deadbeat dirt bike. Blair and I would climb up and down that rock garden all day when we were on Rumblin' Mount Rushless. What? And the pond was the crater. No idea how he explained the fish being there, though. I have more questions about what Rumblin' Mount Rushless is. Is it supposed to be Mount Rushmore? And if so, it's a national monument. I'm pretty sure you can just include its name in your game if you want. I don't know. I've never tried to make a game include the names of national monuments, but I feel like they're not too strict about it. This backyard would be such just a soaking wet mess. Just the pure amount of water that would just be soaking through this lawn right now. Running out back into the street. Probably into the alley. And maybe just pooling in the center of the yard, depending on how the yard is landscaped. We have to do the top of the ceiling still. Roof, I guess. Ceiling's on the inside, roof is on the outside. We're almost on the quote-unquote shed. You can see all the walls and boards and stuff. Frame. That's the word. I can tell I'm already getting tired. Actually, I've got through the difficult part. Is usually, like, weirdly enough, the 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. part. I feel like they turned down the required percentages that you needed to clean a building off of in order for surfaces to just check off like that, and I'm really grateful for it. Oh, that is 15 already. Go. Dang it, lawnmower, move. Already hit. I think that's the entire shed. Cool. So I got all that to do. The nice thing is it's kind of all just one surface. So let's get all the little stuff in there. Anything this really makes a person remember to always clean the underside of things. I was actually watching, there was a YouTuber I watched who did several episodes of a podcast where he and another person, usually another YouTuber, they would sit and play this game, but then also interview each other, because it's a game you don't really need to pay that deep of attention to, but it's something satisfying to watch while you're watching these like YouTubers do an interview. And it's something interesting. Something to occupy the eyes. I don't know if you can hear my phone vibrating or not, but every morning my work chat starts going off around this time. So that's what you're hearing. It's not people, as far as I know, it's not people trying to get a hold of me, but today is one of my regularly scheduled days off, so. Frame done. Now the roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. Not finishing the rest of this song. Not on this stream anyway. Strafe. The most efficient way to wash a roof is by strafing. By jumping up and down. There we go. Alright, so that's done. Yeah, so now we just have... Let's finish up down here first. We'll wash off the bottom of this pond. The pond liner. See, once every few messages, I gotta check my phone to make sure it's not somebody trying to get a hold of me. But it's not. We're getting there. This is actually way faster than the first time I did it, so. We're doing PBs here on Power Wash Simulator today. PBs being personal best. Trying to get that underside from a distance. That's why we have the extensions too. If we ever needed to do that, we can put on one of those extensions and go to town. This counts all of these rocks as the pond wall calls it. All zenning. I was a little worried that this game might make me like zone out, not fall asleep, but just like zone out and get really tired. But it's actually holding my attention really well because you do have to pay attention to a lot of the little details. So it's not just, you know, wiggle mouse left and right or up and down a bunch. Press some movement keys from time to time. It's not just that. It is partly that, but it's not just that. I'm not going to pretend it's some very deep, you know, generational gaming experience that needs to happen. But I put games like this and Cricket 22, which I've never played Cricket or watched an entire game of Cricket played. I've watched like a few, in baseball, what would be called a few at-bats. See, I don't even know the names of them. So, I know how you get people out. You have to hit the wicket, which is the like 3 sticks that you throw the ball at. You have to hit that with the ball. Catch the ball in midair, or I believe you can tag the person with the ball as well. Also, what a lot of people don't know is that ball is like pretty hard rubber, I think, from what I've heard. It's not like, it's not a soft ball. Definitely run into people who think it's just like foam, or like softer than it, or like a tennis ball, or something like that. But I used to work with some guys who were big cricket fans. In the store that I worked at, we had a satellite TV, because we sold satellite TV, and a couple times they tune into cricket, and I'm like, hey, what's because I was living in Regina at the time, so we'd throw the football games on, and I'd try and explain a little bit about football to them when we had time, but so sometimes when cricket would come on, they would watch, I'd be like, so, give me like, you know, it's a 90-second explanation. I know it's more complicated than you can, if you're actually sitting down and explaining the game to somebody. I know it's much more complicated than 90 seconds, but I don't want to drink from the pressure washer, you know, I just want a little bit of data that I can digest easily. under the bit of trim here, the retaining wall cap. What do they call this one? There we are. Just get under. There. Go on. And we're getting, see, remember how much we have here? This is all we got left. All of that, all that yard's done. We just have this fence. Is this the Dirt Finder General? We got your details from a certain Harper Shaw, as there is an alleged dirt problem at the local playground. A dirt problem. It rains. My dream RV at the auctions, all creamy like a toffee pie on wheels. I do not understand British slang. I'll say that right now. I'm not blaming it on them, I'm just saying I do not understand it. Toffee pie on wheels? Maybe it's more so just the food reference that I'm not getting? Does that imply that a pie has wheels and is therefore delicious because it has wheels? You know? Again, out here asking these tough questions. It's the umbrella from Resident Evil umbrella. I opened it on purpose. Sorry, it's not an umbrella, it's a parasol. So it's okay, we're safe. No zombies from this. There we go. Get that parasol. Very weird hype phrases for this game. Get that parasol, yeah. Gutters, gutters, gutters. The garden table. Chairs. Hopefully, if you're ever pressure washing at home, you get to a certain percentage done. Usually, it's in like the high 80s or 90s, and you can't see any more stuff on it. So, yeah, this is done now. So I can, if anything, it's just being real about it. Like, I could go and get this 100, and it would be, like, solidly clean all over, be gorgeous. But you know what? I can't see anything on it anymore. That means it's done. Yeah, so this is a good thing. So we can't even reach there, but we can reach over there. It's not really cleaning it super well. So if we switch to another nozzle, it'll actually clean it there, and even cleaner. Now it'll reach over there, but slower. Okay. So it actually kind of calculates how long what pressure is on it for. And that's not like they aren't programming each little particle of water. I'm pretty sure anyway. It's just, hey, here's the area where that hits. And here's the pressure for it, and here's the time it needs it to be on there. Looks like you're almost done. My girl can't wait to get out there. Yeah, we're getting there. 80%. Pretty sure earlier he said daughters, but I think it's like girls, so like he might have dogs. I don't know. I doesn't want them tracking mud back into the house. Could be kids or dogs. We haven't really, unless he called them daughters. But I mean, some people. Some people call their pets their kids. So. If you don't want kids, just say you don't want kids. It's fine. Yes, the fence and the actual patio surface. Just about home. Nice. Just that little ding and the flash just hits just right. It's all them happy buttons. This is going much quickly. I don't know if I didn't change the difficulties, so I don't know if they just kind of reworked it. What are the 15s? So a little more pressure on the concrete here. All the stones, whatever this is. Rocks and grout. Especially these footsteps. Almost there. Almost there. Did somebody just climb up through the pond? Is that what happened? Is that why it's all muddy and muddy footprints and stuff? Well, I want to talk to them if they did. It's like, hey, I do my work. You come over here and just respect it like this. I don't have a very good mob boss voice right now. You just gotta keep your mouth open just a little bit. Really push that bottom lip out. And then you kind of talk from up here a little bit. And you don't really make your eyes, partially because your mouth's a little moved. from how it normally would be. Do we have anything other than the deck to do? Birdhouse stand. And the patio. Alright, so there's some big hatches here still. And now the birdhouse stand. Underneath. There we go. That was it. Fence posts, fence tops, and sofa swing cushion. Alright, there. Yeah. And that side. Yeah. Fence posts and fence tops. Ah, yeah, it's over here. There we go. Top and 2 more fence posts. They're just gonna be here on the other side of this. Over here? Yep. One more fence post. Which one is it? Which one of you is it? Which one of you dirty fence posts is the one I need to clean? Right there. Hey. And just the time lapse. I was thinking motion capture or whatever. It's called a time lapse. $450. Let's go. Let's go to the store. I want to buy a new power washer. I already own that one. Next one's $900. I have 500. And the playground pays 600. The bungalow pays 550. The bungalow's a lot easier. Let's just do this dirt bike. It's quick and easy. Relatively quick and easy. Could potentially take about the same amount of time as the van, just because there's so many. Everything's so wide open on a dirt bike, you gotta get in everywhere with the pressure washer. Okay, there's equipment to pick up and place. What is it? Oh, I can move the step ladder. Neat. Spokes. Underside there, the engine, the handlebars. bunch of stuff. Everything just has like the little nook and cranny on the tires. One of the tires has 1% dirt on it. That. Brake disc, front suspension, and fuel tank. There. 75 bucks. Done and done. Alright, so do I do the bungalow? 15 stars. No, it cost like $1,500 or something, didn't it? What's still 900, right? So we can get that one here. So I'm trying to think of something. When did we start? Oh yeah, 8:52. So we're playing for an hour. So 8:52 would be about 10:52 or 11, somewhere in there. Cool. Let's try to keep things on schedule. I'm gonna keep track of all this stuff while playing these games and talking and being semi-entertaining at least. Modifications, equipment, but I only have the Vista 1500, so I can't really worry about that. Let's do the bungalow. It's one big block. There's a few nooks and crannies, but it's just more so a lot of time. He's a volcanologist, you know. So I was watching, there's a new set of Magic the Gathering cards coming out, and it's kind of set in a world with like dinosaurs and a culture that's similar to like the Inca, Aztec, Olmec, like Central American indigenous culture. But it does it in a very respectful way. It doesn't just like rip them off. It does use proper pronunciation of the alphabets and stuff like that. But anyway. Also, it's not a separate thing with Stack Nugget. Anyway. So just one of the cards is something about like hidden lava pit or hidden volcano or something like that. And it's just like, could you imagine, you know, you're going caving and you just all of a sudden happen into a volcano? He's like, it would be very brief. And that set me off for about 2 minutes. It would be very brief. The timing, that particular person, watching a very good group of Canadian streamers, Loading Ready Run. They have a fantastic community, and their comedy, I love it. And Cameron is the one there. His delivery and timing always just get me. He's a very smart person, so it makes sense that he would have the wit to be able to do that on a regular basis, have that good of timing and delivery and all that. See that driveway light up. Is this part of the driveway? Oh, yeah, this is part of the driveway, apparently. Yeah, Loading Ready Run. They do swear in some of their work, so just, you know, it's not necessarily all family friendly, but they do like weekly tech comedy news show. Where I've actually learned a lot about recent goings-on in the tech industry. They do monthly variety shows. They'll play like some improv games, have maybe some food stuff, have maybe some pre-taped segments. That's usually about an hour and a half long. That's pretty dang good, in my opinion. There we go. See that laid up. And they have a very large crew. And one of my favorite things about them is their community. So, like, they have a very super duper nice, welcoming community. And the nice thing is they maintain that on purpose. Like, they don't just happen to attract that people. Them and the mods in the community, whether it's in chat or on Discord or whatever, actively get rid of people who are, like, being mean and stuff for no good reason, or being horrible to other people for horrible reasons. And just, because there's a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers that they may not actively encourage it, but they certainly don't discourage it. Because, you know, if they send people away from their channel or from their streams, that means they lose revenue. But Loading Ray Run really puts a priority on maintaining a good space to be in as a fan of theirs and just as a person. So, I've been meaning for some years now to send them, they do a monthly mail time where you can send them stuff. And I've been meaning for some years to send a little package just as thanks and hi and all that kind of stuff. Actually did help advise one of them when he was building a new PC, and I was in his Discord, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I work at Best Buy, I kind of do this for a living. Any device, let me know. We were talking about it. It was a couple years ago now, but and just super nice full time dealing with him. It's just nice, you know, when people are as they come across. Because, like, a lot of times, it's kind of like an actor, you know. They're not the person they play in the movie. And in the same way, sometimes, and definitely not all the times, like, I have a YouTube channel, and I'm me, I'm the person I come across as, I like to think I am anyway. But definitely there are those out there who play a character on their YouTube channel and are different, for better or worse, in real life. Right? And no matter what, when you're on, like when you're making a YouTube video, when you're on, as like some actors and stuff say, you're definitely you can be an exaggerated version of yourself. And you hear it a lot in wrestling, that some of the best wrestlers, when it comes to their character and their personality in the ring and on stage, are just that person turned up to 11. So in the same way, that's how some YouTubers are, I feel like. Like, one of my favorites is Jacksepticeye. Does really funny. Some of his older work he used to swear a lot on, so if you're looking him up, just careful with that. Super duper funny, great energy, positive energy to the videos, despite, you know, the language sometimes. But and then in real life, like this is, it's real. I'm really sitting here, but you know what I'm trying to say. In real life, when you go and watch his videos, and even the videos where he's talking more seriously about things like mental health or all the charity work he does, it seems like, at least, that he's just that person. He's just that good energy, nice type person. So, again, no, I don't really know. Unless you know him in real life, you don't really know. But I certainly hope that that's him in real life. And I just very much get that vibe from all the folks over at Loading Ready Run. That they are the people they are. The person that they are on their Twitch channel, or on YouTube, or on their own personal channels, because a lot of them stream personally at home. It's just them, you know? They aren't putting on a persona, or a character, or a fursona, for that matter. Beej. I don't know, if anybody had a fursona at Loading Ready Run, who would it be? Ben? I know none of this means anything if you don't watch them, but there's like 15 or so people that work there. I can see maybe Ben having a fursona. If you don't know what a fursona is, it's the people who dress up, you can dress up as like a mascot costume kind of thing. I think I'm sure they've discussed it on stream before, because they're on the internet talking with people, so they've probably talked about personas and stuff. I would say Ben would. Surge. I can see Surge, like, being so innocent that he whoopses into one somehow. My favorite way they did. The guy on there called Surge, and he's just so sweet and innocent, and, like, very, very smart guy about the stuff he knows about, but he's just so sweet and innocent about a lot of stuff that they call him just a sweet little cinnamon roll. See, I like that. Let's just look at this side of the house. Don't look at the roof. Just this side of the house. Just right there. Never mind. Never mind that. We're just going to look over here. Ooh, soccer ball. Soccer ball. Hey. Is there a net? I can see Adam trying it. Having a fursona. Beej and Ian would just jump into both feet, because they're just that kind of person. Graham I can see politely declining. Kathleen I can see doing it like once. And be like, okay, no, I've tried it, I'm good, thanks though. But anyway, yeah, getting back to the point I was making, is it's just nice because they maintain their community, because that's just the kind of people they are. So it's nice when you can enjoy content on a daily basis, on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever it might be, made by a bunch of genuinely nice people. And it's to the point where I watch their streams and a lot of their home streams just for them. It's whatever they're playing is butter, right? I've bought several video games and board games because they played it, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. And I haven't bought more than I've bought, don't get me wrong. It's not like I just go out and buy everything they play. Like, they play horror games weekly on a stream called Let's Nope. I'm like, nope. If you've seen me play horror games, you've heard me say that more than once. Nope, 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 nope. So they play a horror game this weekly on a stream called Let's Nope. So I haven't bought too many of those. Look at my game shelf, like I have Ticket to Ride I bought because of them, Team Forge I bought because of them, Dice Forge I bought because of them. Friends got me into Magic the Gathering, but their content has really helped keep up with interest in it. Like I was saying, they just had this pre-release, usually a week before stores have their pre-release events when a new set's coming out. They have a contract with Wizards of the Coast to have a pre-release, so they go on Twitch, and they get to be the first ones, along with other guests from the wider Magic the Gathering community, to play with the cards from the new set. And broadcasted space. So obviously over the years they've gotten very good at it, and very good at producing it, and making these videos to go along with it, and it's been neat, having watched them for years now, seeing pre-release has always been fun and entertaining, but like they used to just have commercial breaks between games, but now they've started filming little side content, like little kind of fun skits, deck text for like commander decks for some of the cards, interviewing their other guests. Right? Ma keeps messaging me they're getting really excited with how it's looking. Sounds like it's going great. I guess, yeah, you can't really look out the window and see how clean your house is regularly, can you? Yeah, like here's an example of, not to harp on too much longer about them, but that the Loading Ready Run their community. I've been looking at doing some, like, potentially some web development or web design in a similar space. So I went on Discord, because they have a very large community, went in the tech channel on Discord, and be like, hey, I'm looking into this, does anybody have some experience? I can answer a few questions. Within 5 minutes, I had 3 different people helping me and answering questions for me, giving me advice. And I think pretty much no matter what kind of question you had, you could find somebody on that Discord willing to help you with something. Okay, I need a dirtier section of wall. Okay, we'll do it right here. Okay, I know you're supposed to start in the center, I think, but I'm going to go there. Then you go to the center. See, here's my, well, yeah, so then you go there, then you have to block you there, then I have to block you there, and then, really, you should go either top or bottom. So you go there, then I go there, then you have to block me there, then I go there, and scratch game. Okay, back to cleaning. I'm gonna range on that. Okay. Let's get the long range. Look at that sucker. Yeah. Yeah, let's get a medium back on there with our 50. And that's the thing about this game, you gotta find something to talk about, so that's what I was talking about. Let's see. What else can we talk about? So, what do you guys want to talk about? Is reference to wrestling. Another thing that I really enjoy. But I've been busy the last couple of weeks, so I haven't really had a chance to catch up on and actually watch. But I daily watch a couple of YouTube channels about like what's going on and stuff. So that's usually part of my morning routine for a couple of YouTube videos on as I'm getting ready for the day. And like this past summer, I went to a taping, or an episode, it wasn't a taping, it was live, of AEW Dynamite. And man, it was, other than some of my favorite wrestlers not performing on the night, it was everything I wanted it to be. Like, if I could have scheduled my own show, obviously I would have had all my favorites on there, but like, it was just, the crowd was awesome, the wrestlers were great, I had front row seats, I was in walking distance. There were some fantastic matches. Got to see a very bright young star's first like, televised match, Nick Wayne. I literally sat next to his mom for it. And I was on TV quite a bit. Not that that makes it better, but like front row next to his mom when his mom's getting badmouthed by the bad guy, by the heel. I was like, oh, come on, man, don't do that to her. Don't say that. What are you saying that for? You know. Because I think there's a guy in my section who was just like screaming, not enough to get him kicked out, but just like unreasonably bad things. He was just trying to, what they say, get himself over. He was trying to get the crowd to notice and cheer for and agree with him. That or to just like purposely dislike him, like a bad guy, like a heel would. And at that point, like, why are you even there? Why are you paying for your ticket? I think to enjoy wrestling the best, you gotta buy in, right? Just like you buy in when you go to a movie. Star Wars isn't real, it didn't really happen, but for those 2 hours, this story about these people in this war in the stars is, you're hopefully just like enraptured by it, right? Or any movie, whatever you're watching. And most movies that you go to the theater are not true stories, are not real, did not really happen. Some are, I know that. I'm not saying all movies, but so, the same, in my opinion, should be true for wrestling. It becomes best when you buy into it. When these athletes in the ring are fighting for that title, when that move that doesn't feel good but doesn't hurt as much as they're selling it to hurt, and that impacts, you just make that face, right? Don't get me wrong, I saw some stuff that really did hurt. When you buy into it, it's like, you know, I watch football all the time, right? Like, it's the Canadian Football League playoffs right now. We're in the middle of the NFL season. So tomorrow, on Sunday, I'll be watching the Broncos play. And, you know, sitting at home and watching the game, and I'll get excited, and I'll cheer, or I'll be disappointed, or I'll get into it. But I'm not near the same as if I was actually there, right? So whether it's wrestling, whether it's football, whether it's whatever you go to see, it's so much better when you fully buy in. If you haven't been to a wrestling show or a football game live, like a big NFL, CFL football game, even like American college football game, when you fully invest, you get out what you put in with live events, with live sports or sports entertainment, wrestling. You get out what you put into it, definitely. So if you're going to go to a show or go to a game, cheer your heart out, boo the bad guys, right? Be sportsman-like if it's a football game, and don't be like that guy who's just screaming at the wrestler, who's just trying to get himself over. Just buy in, be a part of things, and enjoy yourself. And in the moments when it's amazing, wrestling is some of the best entertainment out there. Right? You're watching this professional stunt show unfold in front of you with over-the-top, sometimes soap opera-y storylines. And it was a trend for a long time to call wrestling like the male soap opera. And only in such, in my opinion, in such that, yeah, sometimes, especially in like the 90s and early 2000s, some of the storylines were a little ridiculous, right? Like, you had, like, I don't know, people who were supposed to be ancient warriors from different cultures invading, and then all of a sudden these mystic men were able to control them and all this and all that. Like, that's what movies were. That's what, like, cheesy 70s movies were, so that's what 80s wrestling was. So now, in a lot of ways, wrestling's entering its realism period. That's what, like, 2010s movies were, and current movies. They're that down, dirty, like the Batman remakes, right? They were dirty and realistic and not campy and comic booky. Not saying that, like, Adam West is bad. I watched Adam West all the time as a kid. Batman the Animated Series is something I still watch all the time. I have the entire collection on Blu-ray. But that's just, you know, not where it's based right now. Where wrestling is based right now. It's based on that realism rather than the campiness of the 70s, 80s, and parts of the 90s. Like parts of the 2000s even too. I like the 2000s wrestling, got into that like shock counterculture, like kind of if what's the band? Kurt Cobain's band got to tell wrestling, right? That was kind of like early 2000s and 2000s. That fight against the man, counterculture, like that kind of thing, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind, just like these every guy, working guy, or the cool kids, like D-Generation X, fighting against the corporation, right? So it's literally Generation X fighting against the corporation in the late 90s and 2000s. So how much more meta could you get, right? Nowadays, it's guys like Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega and Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page. Like, I watch mostly AEW, so excuse the references if you're a WWE person. But in AEW, it's those guys just wanting to be the best athlete, right? Be the best wrestler. And they will get in feuds, like one of the best feuds in AEW was Hangman Adam Page against, like, at times Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and at times himself, because he had personal issues and developed like an alcohol problem and lost his friends, so he'd try and find other friends. And he had to, you know, who could he trust, who could he really rely on, and who was just getting tired of dealing with him and tired of his stuff. So it's just that more realistic, grounded movie. Or, yeah, basically movie, but more grounded, realistic storylines. And so that's the storylines interspersed with some of the best, like, the way I like to say is some of the best live stunt work you've ever seen. Right? Because for a large part, for like 99.9% of the time, there's no crash pads, there's no crash mats. It's just two people working together to put on an amazing physical show for an entire audience. And at the very least, when you're cheering or the good guy, or when you're booing the bad guy, that's the reactions they want. So in reality, you're actually, to me, when you're cheering the good guy, booing the bad guy, what you're saying is, you guys are doing an amazing job, I'm buying in, you're entertaining me, and I really appreciate all the effort you're putting into doing this right now for me and everybody in the crowd. Like, there's, and then the big thing with not just wrestling, but anything. The big thing going on right now, of course, is there's two big companies. Some people would just say one, like WWE is bigger, makes more money, blah, blah, blah. But there's two big companies in that there's two companies who have weekly television shows, who have contracts for TV, who have pay-per-views that sell regularly, that sell tens of thousands of tickets, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not here to argue about who's bigger, but what I'm here to argue against is what they call tribalism, what I think is just, and I don't like using that necessarily just because I don't want to associate the word tribe with something negative, but how overly protective, people get aggressively protective when you even just slightly criticize something they like. And you can phrase it at times as nicely as you like, but those people who enjoy that thing, whether you enjoy AEW, or whether you enjoy WWE, or New Japan, or whatever it is, some people will get so aggressively protective that it is, like, bordering on harassment to people sometimes. And wrestling, again, not all, I'm sure it's a very narrow portion of the fan base, but that very narrow portion is also very vocal. Because they're out there saying all this stuff all the time, commenting on every Twitter post, Facebook post, whatever it is. They're the ones commenting every time that, oh, this show was horrible, how could you like it? This person won, that person won. See, you can fairly criticize all kinds of things in wrestling. You can say, oh, I wish when they write a storyline in wrestling, it's called booking. You book a storyline. I wish they booked that this way or this way instead, or that match for being on a pay-per-view was only like 4 minutes long, and it seemed, I've never been a wrestler, but it seemed pretty low effort, right? They didn't really do much. Hopefully somebody wasn't injured, and that's why, but it seemed kind of low effort. I wish that was better. I was hoping that was going to be better. So there are absolutely things, just as anything else, that you can fairly criticize. But when you start to get that aggressively protective, is how I'm choosing to phrase it, about anything you like, whether you're a Marvel person or a DC person, or a Star Trek person, or versus a Star Wars person. One of the YouTubers I watch all the time has a channel called Wrestling with Regret. Regret spelled with a W version of wrestling. Great little not pun, but wordplay there. Literally has a t-shirt that says, like what you like and don't be a dick. And that's just a good approach to take with everything. Whether, like in his case, it's about wrestling, but he knows that it's valid for more as well. So that's just a good approach. That's why years ago, like when I used to substitute teach, and kids found out I played games. And they'd be like, oh, do you play this? Do you play this? Do you play this? Even before that, I think, I forget when I started saying it, I stopped saying, that's a bad game, that game's horrible. I said, you know what, it's not for me. Because there are people out there who enjoy it, and I'm glad they enjoy it. It's not hurting nobody, I'm glad they enjoy that game. But I stopped saying things like, oh, that's a bad game. Because there are people that enjoy it, so obviously it's not bad, I just don't like it. And it's fine that I don't like it. Because I'm not trying to hinder anyone else's enjoyment of it or anything like that. It's like my family, for the most part, is Riders fans. There's a couple of Calgary fans in there. Some people who just like cheering for anybody who played against the Riders. It's not life and death, If you like Marvel better, if you like DC better, if you like WWE better, if you like AEW better, it's all just opinions on an entertainment product. That's all it is. If that's what your entire personality is wrapped up in, man, there's other things you can be thinking about during a day, not to get too negative, just what's called tribalism is usually what that, when people are talking about it, that's the title they usually give it. Like I said, I don't like using that word in negative context like that. But some people, that comes up a lot when you're talking about wrestling on the internet. That will come up. So you just kind of grin and bear it and acknowledge that it will be something that has to be dealt with, unfortunately. Meanwhile, while I've been talking this entire time, we're over 90% done cleaning this bungalow. It's got the roof here left. There might be like a section of, what do you call that area? Like a roof wall, secondary wall. Might be a little portion of that left somewhere too. Or there could just be a lot of little scraps totaling up the junk. Let's see what we got left. Bungalow roof and porch roof. Yeah, no, that's all we got left. Is this area here. It's just like, you know, this game here, Power Wash Simulator. I told some people I was playing it, and they were just like, what, Power Wash Simulator? What on earth? Like, yeah. It's definitely odd. It's not what one would maybe traditionally consider a game, but these simulator-type games in the last few years have gotten really popular. And I can see why. I've played House Flipper Simulator and Power Wash Simulator here, and a few others. Gas Station Simulator. That's one I just played a demo for, but it was a lot of fun too. And there are things that it seems odd to, if you've never tried them, or especially if you don't really play games, why would you want to do this? Why does this seem entertaining? And unless you do it, it's really hard to explain. It's like you just get those little hits of serotonin of seeing everything get clean, and you get the money when you're done. Oh, then you can buy better stuff, so stuff cleans better and cleans faster. So you get those little hits of happy brain juice. And that's what matters. And I think some of those games are popular because it gives people, give people that feeling of accomplishment, of having created something, of having, finished a task. It's like I clean every weekend. It's not special to me, It's something I gotta do. Something like this. We almost, we got 99%, 96%. 99% of the porch roof, 96% of the bungalow roof. But something like this, it's different than what I would normally do. I don't normally go around power washing roofs. Right? Gutter, post, and so it's something different, which is normally what games are, right? Despite Janet Reno's best efforts. Thank you, Ben and Teller. Despite Janet Reno's best efforts, it's something I don't normally do, is power wash fences and roofs and stuff like that. So it's something novel to experience in the game. And there's just that people who make these games do read studies and do studies. This game in particular, I don't know. But they do studies and read things to see, okay, what makes people enjoy games? What makes them come back to games and play games over and over again? And it's things like finishing things and accomplishing things. Getting points. Gamers love to watch numbers go up. Posts, so that's going to be on the ground. So it's probably one of the... Yeah, there it is. Job complete. Ta-da! Watch time lapse. Now, a lot of this we're not going to see, because, well, I guess I'll be on the roof for it. So it's watching numbers go up. It's having that feeling of accomplishment when you're done. It's being able to go and buy the new power washer once you can afford it. Man, different nozzles. About the 3000, right? Is that what that one was? The Urban X U2. Equipment. Urban X U2 turbo nozzle. Short extension, long extension. Is there a medium extension for the U2? Well, short extension's better than nothing, I suppose. So let's get that. Not the turbo nozzle. Actually, not a big fan of the turbo nozzle, honestly. Let's buy that. And that's all we can afford right now anyway. Alright, so... SpongeBob SquarePants job. Add-on is available for purchase and download. Okay, never mind. So you gotta purchase the fancy stuff you gotta purchase. But we got about 15 minutes left. What do we got? Let's try some different jobs. Revisit your favorite jobs and spend as much time as you like thoroughly cleaning them. What do we got in here? Location. Ooh, vehicles. Challenge modes. Wash against clock or a water limit. Beat your best results. Bonus jobs. Clean the Mars rover. Clean the mini golf course. Clean the steam locomotive. Clean the gnome fountain. Let's clean the gnome fountain. The Muckingham Recreation Ground. Dirt Finder, did you know we're going up in the world? The mayor recently said to me, Warden, we're going up in the world. I'm not currently at liberty to say why or how, but Muckingham needs every potential tourist attraction that it can lay its hands on. Leave no stone unturned, lest it be a jewel, or something to that effect. So I sent my deputy, Earl, out and about to see what he could find, and in less than 3 weeks, he found a sorry-looking fountain near the edge of the middle of the recreational grounds. It urgently needs a splash of your expertise. Do what you can, Dirt Finder. I forget what that's a reference to. Pathfinder? Let's see, so we have short extension, long extension, extra long extension, short extension, and 15 degrees. Metal cleaner, stone cleaner. I didn't think this would be this big. Sorry, buddy. Gotta get up there. Gnome done. Gnome done. So many gnomes. Let's see, can I add soap? Or do I get a soap nozzle? Eh. Oh, that works really well. Is that not? No, it's stone. Oh, it says what it is. Okay, I didn't see that before. So, let me see. Stone Queen. See, to me, this doesn't clean much faster than just doing this. Because the soap is leaving little traces behind, so I can only go so fast with it. Plinth Foundation. Here at the Plinth Foundation, we strive to hold up your aspirations. We want to support you and your goals any way we can. That's why, at the Plinth Foundation, we give you a solid base of learning, hope, and trust to build up to your dreams. At Plinth Foundation, we've got your bottom. See what happens when I'm left alone for long enough? I start coming up with stuff like that. See, so over this close, let's see how the 25 does, actually. This a little bit of a wider stream. We can do it. Because something this big, if you're doing it a percentile faster, that can make a big difference. How multiplication and division works, hopefully by this point. I will say, the game could use some music, if I did have a criticism. Like, it's one of the things about Minecraft, actually, that I really, really like, is the music in it is really good. The music and sound design in it is fantastic. It's simple, but simple things can be very good. Right? That's why Subway as a restaurant exists. They sell sandwiches. You can have very good sandwiches. I'm not saying Subway's very good. Quiznos is better. Don't at me. But and then again, all Quiznos does is toast their sandwiches. They also put better stuff in them. Don't at me. But anyway, that's my opinion on that feud. I know it basically goes against everything I was saying earlier to say stuff like that, but I'm obviously doing it as a joke. First, I actually do prefer Quiznos, but I don't know why it's not more popular. I went to it here a few times. I don't go out a lot for food, because it's just me, so. But when I did go out, I mean, if I wanted a sub sandwich, Quiznos is just where you went, and that's just bad. Okay, I thought the stone fountain would be a little faster. We might not finish the stone fountain. I want that feeling of, like, being able to finish something. So we might back out in a few minutes, just so we can get that feeling of accomplishment before we move on to our next game. clean off the gnomes here at least. Very proud gnomes. The bottom of the feet, and the bottom. Back of the hat. All up in there. I don't mean to get too personal about it, but you know, we gotta make sure it's clean. Go under the beard. Ah, we still got this whole side of your face to do. Look at this. I know I can go get the ladder, but this way I get my cardio in. Cool. Next gnome. This one, in a neat contrast and choice by the designer, is carrying his jar rather than standing on the jar, or potentially rolling it along the ground as a means of conveyance. There's only so many things you can commentate on while you're power washing granite carved gnomes, okay? Crannies to get up in there. There you go, next gnome. Let's finish off these gnomes. At the very least, we'll finish off these gnomes. This one, as opposed to actively using the jar as a means of convenience, appears to be falling from the jar. Now this, I believe, the artist never actually mentioned, and unfortunately passed before they were able to answer the question about what this metaphor actually meant. Popular belief, though, holds that this is a metaphor for, you know, stumbling blocks one can meet in life. And it's where we get the phrase, sometimes you fall off your jar. Of course, the saying, you may not have heard of it, it's much more popular in its native Norway. Let's see where we got left. There. Under the hat. Buckle. There we go. Next gnome. Now this particular gnome kind of symbolizes the carefree attitudes of youth. As you can see how, you know, not careless, but carefree they're being with their jar. Just flailing about it, and as flailing it about as they walk jauntily down some kind of hidden forest path in Norway. Also note the size of the jar versus the ones being rolled on, indicating that perhaps supporting the theory about it being in youth, that they're carrying less with them throughout life. Fewer worries, fewer responsibilities, perhaps. Again, to really get the most out of your gnomes, you must analyze them on a deeper than surface level. I understand the irony of this while power washing their surfaces, but nonetheless. again, we see, you know, the repetition of the rolling jar. This one, however, rather than sliding off of the jar, confidently striding, perhaps again using a jar as a means of conveyance, which could be construed as the gnome in this case using their challenges in life to support them, actually, having overcome their challenges, using them to believe in themselves for later challenges. You know, hey, I've made it past this, or I've made it past things in the past, I can make it through this today. Hence the confidence in the stride, the chin lifted up. And the jar not teetering at all. Okay, we only got 2 more. Now this gnome, despite comparisons to previous gnomes who were carelessly flailing their jars about, this gnome carrying the jar, but it's a much smaller jar. So this gnome really represents the wealthy, in that, you know, they don't have a lot of burden because of their wealth. You know, they don't have a lot of concerns, they can pretty much live off their wealth. This could actually even be construed to stand for the young rich, perhaps those who benefit from a generational wealth, who, despite the fact, you know, they may have concerns later on in life, should that dry up. When they start off in life, they really don't have much to carry, don't have much to worry about. So, this gnome representing wealth, and on a deeper level, perhaps a attitude about generational wealth. And finally, we have the same teetering-tottering gnome from previous, that, you know, I feel like at times summarizes us all, doesn't it? Just sometimes it takes the smallest thing to set us off balance, to set us off course in life, and this gnome has had that happen. While attempting, as his brethren in the past there, to use the jar as a means of conveyance, however, perhaps running into something, a small stone, a small pebble, that happens to get in the way, and that has sent them flying. They are mid-fall off of their jar, and soon to hit the ground. And we see them here, perhaps at the very moment that maybe a tragedy has struck, or something as small as that, you know, KFC is out of gravy. While a tragedy in its own right, sometimes that can be all it needs to be set off on our own. But now that we've analyzed the... Oh, geez, I almost said mating habits. It's not the mating habits. Now we've analyzed the representation of gnomes and what they mean on this particular fountain. I think it's time to move on.